Good morning, beautiful people. How are you today? Many years ago, I was in India and I was staying at the house of a very simple and very beautiful yogi who had been quiet for many, many years. For many years, he hadn't spoken a word. And when I was with him, he sometimes spoke, but just a few words. But what was so amazing was that the silence that surrounded him prevented me from thinking. When I was with him, it was just almost impossible to think. And it was such a beautiful experience because I was in this blissful, loving state all the time. Like even at night, it was just almost impossible to sleep because the vibrations were so high. It was like I was constantly sort of in this dancing, whirling feeling of love and light. And it was very funny because sometimes people would come to him with their favorite problems, with questions. And what would invariably happen is that when they sat in front of them, of this yogi, they had forgotten their favorite problem. They had forgotten completely what they had worried about over the last 15 years, or what they had been angry about the last 15 years, or sad about. It was just gone. And they would sit there in that blissful state that I was in as well, just enjoying that immense feeling of everything's fine, life is great. And then it was my task to usher them out of the room at some stage. Okay, brother, it's time to move on. And outside I would give them a cup of tea and we would chat a little bit. And then suddenly they would remember their favorite problem. Oh yes, that's what I wanted to ask. But of course it was too late then. And so the yogi, he hadn't solved their problem. He had not answered their question. But I think he gave them an even bigger present. He had shown them that there is a place where problems cannot exist. And that there is a place where we can all go to. It's the place that I call the eye of the storm. That silent middle space inside of each one of us where we are still completely intact, where everything is still beautiful. And of course, your problems aren't gone when you are in that space, but your perspective has changed because you can look at your favorite problem without being the problem. And it's much easier to solve problems if you don't identify with them. So that's what I learned from this beautiful yogi, to step into that silent space where I'm still completely intact, where life is beautiful, where everything is just as it should be. And from that place, I just watch the mind, the problems, all the stuff that's going on. And it's much easier to solve things from that level. So I wish you a really, really beautiful day. And remember to step out of your problems, out of the mind, every now and then into that silent, peaceful place. This is Tijn from Amsterdam. I love you very much and see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.